Hi, I'm Julie Hamilton. I'm a mum. I have two teenage sons. I have a very, very busy life. Actually, I decided that I needed to make a documentary because I'm a little bit tired of the fact that we're destroying our planet and no one's doing anything about it. The Mother's a documentary where basically I'm going to go out and talk to lots of people about whether or not we can actually do anything to change what's happening. Do we actually have the answers that we need to create the change that needs to happen so that we actually have a future for our kids?
This is the singular issue of our time that will determine how we live, where we live, and if we live.
Now, when I was growing up in Scotland, I was outside all the time, playing in nature, running around in the woods, chasing fish in streams. It was where I felt most at home, most happy. I first heard the term global warming and greenhouse gases around 1989 on the BBC. The report said the planet was going to heat up and that we were in danger of tipping the balance of nature with dire consequences. It was very dramatic. Press at the time thought all the scientists were mad. And I do remember thinking, this is not good. So fast forward 26 years, and now I'm a mum of two teenage sons. And it's pretty much daily news that we're dealing with an environmental crisis of global proportions.
Every week we're seeing new and undeniable climate events, evidence that accelerated climate change is here right now. Clean air and a livable climate are inalienable human rights. And solving this crisis is not a question of politics, it is a question of our own survival. But now it is your turn. The time to answer humankind's greatest challenge is now.
Ordinary people have got to step up and become heroes.
If we can't stop this, it's going to destroy the world. Let's go, boys!
So that's my home and my kids' future, gone forever, and us with it. So I just came to the point where I knew I had to do something. And for the longest time I actually didn't know what to do. I mean, it was just too big and too complex and too overwhelming. Reading story after story about rapid loss of species and irreversible destruction of ecosystems. And I just kept thinking that our government would step in and do something about it. But they didn't. And I began to understand that, buying my groceries in the farmer's market and recycling at home and liking environmental posts on Facebook wasn't really going to change the course of the damage that was happening. I have a really busy life. I've got a job, I've got two teenagers. What could I do? What could I possibly do that would make a difference?
The world is trying to figure out how to deal with a very serious threat to the future of human civilization.
Power isn't there, power is here.
We have to act when it is necessary.
Mandela said, it always seems impossible until it's done. Get it done.
This is the biggest emergency the human family has faced since it came out of the caves. There is nothing bigger.
And I was sad because something I loved really more than anything was dying, and I felt helpless. And then I got mad, and then I realized that I just had to do something. So I started to ask the question, what can I do right here, right now, that will make a difference? What action can I take individually? What can we all do together that would be the catalyst for transformational, sustainable change?
We are the change that we are waiting for. And it's time for us to stand up together.
And it's the answer to these questions that are at the heart of this documentary film. In it, we're going to talk to people who, in fact, know how to get us out of this mess that we've created and who can tell us what we can do to actually make a difference so that we can create our future today, not tomorrow.
I just think that anybody who's in a position to make a difference has got to try to stick their neck out and make a difference. We owe it to that one world, and we owe it to our children and grandchildren to protect this one world.
So I'm going to go out and talk to activists and artists, scientists, visionaries, original thinkers, provocateurs, people who are at the cutting edge of finding and implementing solutions to this enormous environmental challenge that we're facing. And together, I believe that we can make a difference. And this is where we need your help. If you love the planet as much as I do and want to be part of creating a game-changing environmental project, then please support the making of this film. Be part of the huge community calling to find a new way of being. Your contribution will help make the movie, but it's also going to create a powerful online community that will bring ideas, projects, funding and people together.
We are the ripple that starts a tidal wave of action around the world.
Let's stand together, let's stand strong, because to change everything, we need everyone.
Every donation will make the world of difference. So let's all be empowered and be inspired and be the change.